What's going on? What's going on, y'all? I don't normally come on later at night, but what's up? What can I help you guys with? Any advice for getting over a breakup that hurts deep? It's gonna take time, bro. But what I would always recommend to everybody, right? Whether it's a breakup or not, but especially in a breakup, is the closer you are tied to your purpose and the more every day you're active and really progressing in the areas that you want to progress, you give your mind less time to sit idly and think, and it will help you with that. One of the worst things that people do when they break up or any major life event like that happens is they sit there and they just dwell on it all day, right? And that's one of the worst things you can do. Part of that element is time. It's going to take time, bro. I went through a recent breakup, 4 months ago, right? And we were together for 8 years. I haven't skipped a beat though, because I'm focused on what I need to do. It hurts, of course, but if I sat there all day and did nothing, it would be worse, right? It would be bad. But if you're focused on what you're doing and you're constantly looking ahead, you add that with time, you'll be good. It's a part of life, man. If you engage in relationships, you have to also accept that with that will come eventually a breakup, right? That's just how life is. Good question though. How do you deal with failure? Well, we can look at that many ways. If you never quit, you don't fail, right? But, if you're running into challenges and, things aren't working out in the moment, it's just a continuation of making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. Like, let's say it's business, right? Are you doing the activities that you need to do at the level that you need to do them? If the answer is yes, then you need the other component, which is more time, right? That's how I would answer that. This is T. Tea. It's a chamomile tea. How do I see the market in 2024? I'm probably gonna do a video on that. First 6 months will probably be a little slower. You'll see a pickup in the third and fourth quarter for sure. Just differences in future goals, right? Like the last relationship I was in, I made it very clear from day one, I didn't want to get married or have kids. And after 8 years, it was basically a disagreement on that, right? Hey, I want to get married and have kids. I was like, well, I don't want to. I told you that 8 years ago. So we just went our separate ways. But no drama, right? No bad blood. So life goes on. I also have revamped my coaching, Distinguished Agent, Agagi, right? Which is a low barrier. If any of you are brand new, have no idea, you're not banging in the pockets, meaning you don't have a lot of money, check that out. I also have lifetime options for my coaching, meaning you make one payment forever, right? If you're interested in any of that, the links are in the bio. teambcevents.com for the event next Saturday. Other than that, you guys can always message me about that stuff too. 25 and live alone. If any of you want to come on video, just let me know if you want to ask a question. Parents are narcissistic. Why does everybody throw around that narcissistic word, man? It's crazy. I feel like everybody's learning from the internet and that word is just so thrown around. It's crazy, right? If you don't have a good relationship with your parents, I feel you on that because I feel like I didn't before, but I took it upon myself with my growth and development to navigate that and make it better. Now, if you do that and they refuse to make the relationship better with you, then you have to distance yourself. But that's my recommendation. That's the beauty of becoming a great communicator, right? And I see that a lot with my students. I'm able to help them with stuff like that, which goes much beyond making money and growing a business. That's life stuff, you know what I mean? So you need to develop yourself and bridge that gap. And if, again, they're unwilling to get closer with you or change that type of behavior, then you got to distance yourself, man. Because I've distanced myself from most of my family. We're just not on the same page, right? So I feel that. Night routine. Yeah, usually at night I get off electronics at least 30 minutes or an hour before I go to sleep. I take a look at what I'm doing the next day. I try to read a little bit and relax. And then by the time I wind down and I get into bed, I fall asleep within a couple minutes. As a woman, I understand the lady's perspective. Of course, yeah. But like I said, from day one, I was very clear when we got into the relationship about who I was and what I was about. So I understand things can change, but It is what it is, right? Let's see. How would I start an inbound call center? What do you mean inbound? Like I'm going to pay for marketing and then calls are going to be coming in like Wolf of Wall Street when he went to go work for that firm where the calls come in, right? From the little magazine, that kind of thing. Is that what you're talking about? Well, you're 25, bro. The same thing can be said about you in regards to your parents already raising you. It's not a matter of if you need it or not. It's if you want it, right? And I can tell you this, as a individual on this planet, if you don't at least attempt to have a good relationship with your parents, the people who birthed you into this world, it will weigh on your psyche later on in life, right? It will. I'm a little older than a lot of you, right? I don't know, most of the people that follow me, I think, are between 18 and 35, right? So significantly younger than me, most of them, right? And I see people my age and older, the ones that do not have a good relationship with their parents and they didn't really work on it themselves, it weighs on them. They won't tell you, but it does. If you make the attempt and it doesn't work out, that's one thing. But if you don't even attempt to fix it, it could potentially affect you for sure. And I see that a lot, right? I see that a lot. Where they call in, well, you're going to need the money to sustain that, right? But you need to have rock star salespeople. You probably need either, if you're going to get VAs, right? There's two ways you can go about it. You can get VAs, right? Virtual assistants that do that and field the calls, right? And then they're either going to qualify them to a certain point and send them to you or whoever's going to go close them. Or you have a physical retail space. You hire people there on the spot. You pay them hourly to field the calls and qualify. And then you have your closers. I mean, that's just generally speaking, that's how you would set it up. But either way, you're going to have to invest a lot and have a significant amount of overhead. So if somebody's brand new, unless they're coming in with a lot of money and the right advisor or coach, I wouldn't recommend that they do that. I would rather somebody start outbound, make money, build that business, and then transition to creating the inbound, right? You reinvest your own profits and you change your model to that, right? How do you stay so sharp, cut off bad habits? Standard of excellence, bro, right? The people around me, that's why you all need coaching and you need help, right? You need better examples around you. You need people to guide you. I have peers around me who are operating at my level, and then you learn from people. I mean, that's just the name of the game, bro. You have to be surrounded by greatness and learn from greatness to learn greatness and exude greatness, right? It's no different, right? But at the end of the day, I want greatness in these areas, right? Like I want to improve and I want to be the best. I don't want to have bad habits. So those are the two pieces, but the internal element, I think for a lot of people is lacking. They don't want it bad enough, Like you said, bad habits. People don't want to change that bad habit or get rid of it bad enough. They think, oh, I'd like to change it, but it's not bad. They haven't become sick of their sickness, is the best way to say it, right? What do you want, dude? Can I steal some of your memes? Yeah, I don't own them. I don't know. I don't own them for sure. Do I use Kick? I don't even know what the fuck Kick is. What's up, dude? Yeah, I mean, you also have to remember, dude, that most people aren't fantastic communicators. So, I talk with my parents probably 3 or 4 times a week. I would say. They're not my memes, guys. You guys can take them and steal them and reshare them. I mean, that's up to you, right? I don't own them, right? But it's up to you, man. But remember, when you call, you have to be the originator of the communication and guide the conversation, right? You can't expect them to carry it, right? That's why I said initiating this with your family or parents or whatever, and you doing it is going to require a lot of work and effort. I mean, it does for me too, and for anybody, right? It's not just going to happen automatically. We can't expect everybody to be the most entertaining conversationalist, right? Memes. When you're speaking at GrowthCon, what the fuck is GrowthCon? I don't even know what that is. Is that a conference? Kick is a live stream at like Twitch. Oh, cool, yeah. Sometimes I stream my YouTube lives to Twitch. Nobody sees it, but I'm just streaming on different platforms. Do I call them or do they call me? Yeah, sometimes they call me, but it's mostly me calling them. Oh, Grant Cardone's GrowthCon. Oh, okay, cool. Am I unlocking full planche this year? I'll make some progress, bro. I'll say maybe straddle, but not full, bro. I'm a big dude, bro. I'm 6'2", 200 pounds, right? Like I'm not the prototypical calisthenics athlete, but I've been making pretty crazy gains. But full planche, that might be a little optimistic, even with as hard as I work and as much great progress as I've been making. Like right now, I could probably do, like assuming my balance was perfect, I can probably do a couple handstand push-ups that are pretty clean, but I'm still working on the balance. But I will say this, I'm more gifted naturally pushing than I am pulling, right? My progress, maybe I'm doing too much of pulling, but my progress in pulling is a little slower than pushing. Like the handstand push-ups and the planche, I seem to make progress quicker than pulling, right? Like the high muscle ups and all that is taking me a lot of work. Getting my weighted pull-up up is taking a lot of work. So I'm just naturally more for pushing versus pulling, right? Maybe it's just because I'm taller, my physique or whatever it is, you know? I'm rereading a couple books right now. I think I picked up The Art of Seduction again. I've read that like 5 times. I'm reading another book on an old samurai. It's not Miyamoto Musashi, it's another one. Those are the 2 that I'm reading right now. P. Davis meme. Yeah, that one was funny. I just do that shit because it's funny, and it's crazy the way social media is. Those memes blow up, and when I post actual content, nobody gives a fuck. It's crazy. So in spite of still being censored and demonetized, when I post funny shit or memes, it blows up, right? But anything else gets suppressed like a motherfucker. It's crazy. How many body weight reps before you do weighted pull-ups? I would say 8 to 10 clean reps before you do weighted pull-ups, and even then start light, you know, because like what people don't understand when you do calisthenics is your tendons, the inserts of your tendons and your joints get acclimated and get stronger way slower than your muscle and muscle growth, right? So there was a good 6-month period there in between these 2 years I've been doing it where my, you know, tendons and my joints were a little achy, but that's normal from the wear and tear. So I made sure not to go too hard because then you can develop like tendonitis and joint issues and you don't want that, right? Like right now, my bicep tendon right here is strong as fuck. I can grab like 30-pound weights now with locked arms and do that. And in the beginning, I could barely do 5 or 10 pounds and my arm didn't want to lock because the tendon isn't strong enough. You know what I mean? But take your time. Best book on NLP, dude. NLP and communication, you guys asked me great questions, right? The books. It's not the books, y'all. There's a ton of books you can read on NLP. I don't know if there's a best one. There's Intro, there's like Sleight of Mouth. There's a ton of books that are pretty good. But if you guys really want to learn communication at a deeper level, NLP and hypnosis, you have 2 routes, right? I'd recommend you do both. You need to get a good teacher like me that shows you this stuff in application, and from a technical standpoint, get the certifications. Transform Destiny does certifications. There's a ton of companies that do certifications. You need to learn from somebody that knows this shit and can show it to you and apply it, and you need to get your certifications. I'd recommend you guys do both because just reading books isn't going to do anything for you in regards to communication. Think about all the books that have come out on communication, how many millions of people have read it. Yet how many high-level communicators are there? Very few, right? If you read a book, you're scratching the surface, right? If you want multiple recommendations, if you go on my old YouTube channel, you can find a ton of videos, Arizona Realtor, I don't know your name, bro, that I've made specifically giving books. And I think some of those are communication books like Oren Clef's book. What was it? Pitch Anything. That's a good book. But yeah, that's my overall recommendation. Because I mean, I appreciate it, right? I get a lot of the book questions, but with communication, you guys are going to have to tackle that a little bit differently, right? Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. Hit me up about the mastermind. Sure. Whatever topics you guys want. I'm open to anything. I'm open to speak as little or as long as you want me to. That's up to you guys. 48 Laws of Power. Yeah, I read that book like 20 times. It's a good book. It's a good book. Because books like that give you guys more insight into human nature. We want to say that's right or that's wrong. Human nature is going to be human nature, right? And people, when they read those books, they don't understand them for what they are. Right? That's always going to prevail. Human nature will win in the end. And a lot of people want to deny that. Our current society wants to try to create rules and laws to fight that, but it's always going to win. And the people who understand that and play the game properly will win. That's the issue. People aren't ready to have those conversations and operate at that level, right? Like me, I don't care what people like, what they approve of, what they don't like. I care what works. And as long as I'm not harming people or breaking laws, I'm going to do and play the game effectively and move the pieces on the chessboard to get the result, right? That's what I'm going to do. I didn't create the game. I'm a player in the game like all of you, right? So it would behoove you to get around the top players in the game, learn from them, and also play the game properly, right? That needs to be the focus. And then not care what people say about that, because everybody will have their opinion, right? Issues calling expires on Vulcan 7? No, I've never had an issue with do not call ever. I've had people complain about do not call, and I'm like, you know what, dude, report me. Here's my name, here's my license number, please. You guys need to understand the laws don't apply to us in regards to do not call, right? You got to be on like a multiple line dialer with a robo voice calling over state lines. Like if you guys look into the laws, you'll see very clearly that only very specific scenarios would get you in trouble. So if you just do general calling like we do, I'm assuming you're a realtor because you asked about the expired, you're not going to get in trouble, bro. Same thing with door knocking, right? I've had cops called on me. I probably bumped into cops 10 to 15 times door knocking. Some were assholes, some were cool, but I never got into actual trouble, right? I never got arrested, right? Worst that I got was get the fuck out of here, you know, we don't want to see you here again, whatever, bro. They were just being dicks. I never got arrested, never got a fine, and same thing with do not call, never got in trouble with that, right? PUA movement, I'm assuming you're talking about pickup artists. Yeah, the social dynamics aspect from the pickup artist community is very powerful, but nobody sees past sex. That's the problem. The technology itself is very good. Best way to learn from me. I lace all the NLP stuff into my coaching, Arizona Realtor. So if you really want to learn it, bro, jump on my coaching, bro. It'll help you a lot. Plus a million other things, but a specific just NLP course, no, I've never done that, right? I just have like, if you go on my lecture vault, you'll see a ton, right? Some where I break down techniques, some where I do a complete lesson, beginner, intermediate, advanced, how to apply it in your appointments. Like I just have a ton of lectures and different lessons laced with that stuff. Because there's the book knowledge of it, and then there's the application knowledge of it. So I did my best to give the application knowledge of it, the real stuff that people can use. You know, because it's one thing to read it, it's another thing to know how and when to use it. And I think that's really the key that helps people the most. Having people come over to you is better than approaching them. You're gonna do both, man. You're gonna do both. Chase. Are you a celebrity, bro? If not, no one's gonna approach you, dude. We have to stop thinking from communication, especially it's this end all, it's this way or this way. No, it's not. Communication is dynamic. Communication is in context. And there's so many different nuances, right? If I teach the average guy how to be great with women and be in sales, he's not gonna have people approaching him. Maybe later, but not in the beginning. Right? If I take you to a club, Chase, and we don't have status in that club when we walk in, no one's going to approach us, right? But as in general, is that law correct? Yes. But you have to understand in context where it's applied. I'm not a celebrity either, dude. You think people just like, yeah, people come up to me in certain scenarios and stuff, but generally speaking, I do more of the approaching and the initiating of the communication, right? You're going to have to. Pitch anything. Wow, you found pitch anything to be aggressive, Bryan? Really? I think as you develop more, bro, you'll see that it's not. I'm glad you brought that up, though. Because you read it and got something different than me. That's pretty cool. Still use Mojo? We use batch dialer now. It has more lines. What if the house has a no soliciting sign? I still knock them anyway. And when I talk to most of them, they say they put that up so the religious people don't talk to them. The better you guys get at approaching people and conversations, the less you're going to have to worry about that stuff. I got some people who got mad every once in a while, but I would just walk away. Oh, I didn't see the sign. See ya. Right? Best book. You guys with the book thing, man. You guys are killing me. I don't know if there's one specific book. One of the first books I read that was really straightforward and simple was How to Develop a 6-Figure Income in Real Estate by Mike Ferry. Great book. Great book. Right? Can I say that's the number one book that helped me in my business? I don't know. Because I will say my studies and learning outside of real estate is what ultimately has benefited me the most in real estate, if that makes sense. Homeschooling. If I had kids, I would probably homeschool them. I probably would. I more than likely would. For sure. Team that gives you leads. Is that cheating the hard work? I don't think it's cheating the hard work. I think it's a cop-out for most people, though. I don't think it's cheating, but you got to look at what you want long-term. If you join the team and then you leave and you get to keep nothing and they're feeding you, you might get a little spoiled. Are you going to not be as skilled? For sure. Right? The agents that I build in my coaching and let's say on my team, I know pound for pound, skill-wise, they're going to be a million times better than somebody who just joins a team and gets fed leads. Now, there's a lot to that, but it's the situation, right? If somebody told me they really didn't care, they were part-time, they weren't thinking of going full-time in real estate, they have 3 kids that they have to take care of, they have a job, then I would say, yeah, join a team. But if you're just coming in by yourself and you want to build up a big business, why would you join a team? People think it's the safe route. If that's the case and you join the team, then yeah, it's kind of a cop-out, right? Because that's just join a team and they'll give you leads. It's like, yeah, but then you're married to a certain role. You're going to have to probably give half or more of that commission to somebody else, and you'll never be independent in the business. You'll always be reliant on somebody else. And when you don't create your own business, it's difficult to sustain. What happens when the leads that come in get taken away from you? What are you going to do? You've built your business on a quicksand foundation, right? Now we can pick this apart all day, but it's situational if somebody should join a team or not. You can if you want, but again, you still can't skip the hard work. You still have to develop skills. You still have to get help. You're still going to have to put in a lot of work, right? Unless you join the team and you're just a setter, right? They give you the leads, you set the appointment, and you don't do anything. Then you're probably not going to get paid much, right? Waving people over to you? Sure, bro, you can do that if you want. Thoughts on drinking alcohol? As long as it's not out of control, right? Like I don't really drink. When my friends have a big win or celebration, hey, let's have a glass of champagne. Sure, I'll have one, but that's like once a year. I personally don't like alcohol. Obviously, we all know it's poison. No matter which way we want to slice it or dice it, it's bad for you. Beer, alcohol, smoking, all of that shit's bad for you. We can justify it how we want. That's fine. As long as we admit we're hurting ourselves while we do it, no problem, right? But if I were you, I would minimize it, right? Even if you drink once or twice a week, that's a lot accumulated over years. That's a lot. Does that mean you shouldn't do it? It's your life. Live how you want, right? Those are just some of my thoughts on it. Do you recommend reading Dianetics? Yeah, I did a long time ago, and people would always give me shit for it, right? But yeah, read that book for sure. Yeah, definitely read that book. It's crazy. Late at night, we get a few more people. Make sure you guys check out the website, right? Check out my stuff. Hit me up if you have any questions. Husband is a realtor and is a GC. He's not sure if he wants to keep working as a realtor because he's not doing any transactions at the moment. That's a tough one. That's going to be a personal decision, but he's going to have to hustle to get his deals. He's going to have to talk to a lot of people, whether it's calling, going door to door, or hosting open houses. How can you help him? Trying to generate leads for him. That's really the best thing you can do, right? Right? Talk to some people, talk to people that you know at your work, everyone you guys might know, and ask them if they know anybody that's looking to buy or sell. what we would deem in real estate as the sphere of influence, right? People that you know and work with, people that you're acquainted with, start contacting all of them to see if they know somebody. Because odds are, they probably do. Just be a vocal person for his business. That's the best thing you can do, I think. Is it me, or is it really hard to get homeowners insurance for buyers in California recently? I've been out of California, bro, for 2.5 years. So, I don't know. Good question. Maybe someone else can answer for you. Can you post more funny memes? Well, I'm not a meme account, bro, so I'll post them from time to time, but I'm not gonna post them, every post, I am a serious account at the end of the day. Cool. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap up here. Have a good night. Peace.